Well, today we examine the book Gendaijin no Ninjutsu, a modern practical guide to ninjutsu by Gingetsu Itoh. Gingetsu Itoh lived at the end of the 19th into the beginning of the 20th century, so 1871 to 1944. He was a newspaper reporter as well as an early ninja researcher. So this book is an exploration of ninjutsu that attempts to strip away the mythical, often romanticized notion of the ninja, and instead it tries to present ninjutsu as a set of practical and adaptable skills for navigating modern life. And the author opens with kind of a review of the historical context in which traditional ninjutsu developed, focusing on the rigorous training and some of the key principles, such as the 7 stages of ninjutsu and the 3 underlying principles. And this really serves as a foundation for his argument that while the essence of ninjutsu remains, its application has evolved to fit the demands of modern life. Some of the topics that are covered are things such as the 5 escapes, the gotan, and then body concealment and escaping techniques, which deal with the kind of the misdirection and stealth elements. So at its core, this book is kind of a critique of the Hollywood and folklore-driven image of ninjutsu, as well as Ito's belief that ninjutsu at its heart is a tool for personal development and self-preservation. The book was translated by Eric Shahan, who is a practitioner of the Jinnan martial art. The book is a soft cover, and it comes in at 198 pages. It's not extremely long. So there's kind of an overview. So what did I think of the book? To be honest, this book was tedious to read. I didn't find it enjoyable. I'm not sure if that's because it was written in 1930s in Japan, or if it had to do with the way that it was translated, or simply the subject matter was not presented well. I'm not really sure. But I got to tell you, I dreaded reading this book, and I had to force myself to pick it up. And I normally really enjoy reading these kinds of books. So it was not an enjoyable read for me. Now, others may find it extremely enjoyable. I did not. Who would I recommend this book for? Well, I think really the only people who might want to pick this book up are people who are maybe collectors of all things ninja and ninjutsu, or those who are interested in the historical ninja research and its kind of the development. I think maybe this book would be for them. For most people interested in ninja, or even the average practitioners of, let's say, the Bujinkan or the Jidinkan or the other branches out there, probably would not get much out of this book. There are better and more recent books that are easier to read, and they provide the philosophy of how to live today with kind of a ninja mindset. If we were going to improve the book, or if I gave some suggestions on how the book might be improved, I think the translator could have placed all the Japanese kanji and the lengthy discussions of words and concepts. I think he could have removed them out of the body of the text and placed them kind of in the back of the book. The format, the way it is now, it's really formatted more like an academic work, which again might be what the translator was going for, but it makes it difficult for the average reader to really get in there and enjoy it. Another thing I'd recommend is either taking out all those substitute words. There was these words that sometimes it had maybe a dual meaning, or it was a hard translation and he'd put a word above it. I would take all those out and I would put them in the text, in the actual body of the text, in parentheses, or put them as endnotes or something like that. I think that would make it easier to read and really more pleasant to read. To be honest, I think this is a book that you could skip, and probably most people should skip.